I'm a sex worker.
I'm a sex worker.
I'm an attorney and activist for sex workers.
I'm an advocate for sex workers.
I'm a sex worker.
I'm a sex worker.
I'm a sex worker and a sex workers' rights activist. And I'm against trafficking.
And I'm against trafficking.
And I'm against trafficking.
A sex worker is someone who engages in sexual labor in exchange for money or services.
Who chooses to perform without coercion or duress.
A victim of sex trafficking is an individual who performs sexual labor under force or threats to self or loved ones.
Who does not receive any of the benefits of their fruits of their labor and are exploited in other ways.
Often the most marginalized in our society are the ones most at risk for trafficking.
Most sex work does not involve trafficking. It involves consenting adults in consensual business exchanges.
Conflation of consensual sex work with sex trafficking is a disservice
to both victims of sex trafficking and to sex workers.
We as sex workers, allies, and advocates are opposed to all forms of sex trafficking.
Many people fighting against sex trafficking think all sex workers are victims of exploitation and abuse. This is a huge fallacy.
Sex workers can educate anti-trafficking advocates and policymakers about the difference in perspectives between choice, circumstance, and coercion among those performing sexual labors.
Immigrant rights groups,
labor groups,
and sex worker organizations
can help anti-trafficking activists
to ensure labor rights of all are defended.
Sex workers and our clients are part of the solution, not the problem, in identifying and rooting out the real abuses.
Sex workers and our clientele are more likely to come in contact with trafficked victims,
but often won't report these situations due to fear of reprisals by law enforcement.
We are in a position to offer more sensitive solutions for giving support to victims.
We want to help.
The criminal status of some sex work is a barrier to helping law enforcement tap into this vital resource.
If you are involved in anti-trafficking efforts, you can contact your local sex workers' rights organization and invite them to discuss trafficking issues and policy making.
If there are no sex worker rights organizations in your area, contact Sex Workers Outreach Project USA or the Sex Workers Project to find out how you can include sex workers' input in the fight against trafficking.
Help us find safe avenues to report suspect trafficking,
where the person reporting won't be subject to harassment or arrest.
The presence of trafficked victims hurts us all. Sex workers want to help in the fight against trafficking, but are often left out of the conversation.
We need to be recognized as allies.
When sex workers are not afraid of arrest, abuse, and misconduct by the police,
they can report unsafe situations, exploitation, and trafficking to law enforcement
or non-governmental organizations and potentially save lives.
Sex workers want to stop trafficking. Let us be a part of the solution.
Let us be part of the solution.
Let us be part of the solution.